Greetings to all the amazing people watching and listening to this. Welcome to CHEZUBA Talks, a podcast dedicated to sharing compelling stories of hope, determination, and humanity. Giving back to the community is extremely satisfying, has many advantages, and makes life more fulfilling. Keeping this in mind, the Hunter Memorial Foundation, a non-profit 501c3 organization, is bringing unity to the local community through art, which they believe, like kindness, is meant to be seen and shared with others. I take great pleasure in welcoming Fenesa Brewer, Executive Director of Hunter Memorial Foundation, located in the Chattanooga, Tennessee. Welcome, Fenesa.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Fenesa, W.C. Hunter was a trailblazer. He and Peggy Hunter emphasized one idea: being of service to others. Tell us, how did this start?
Absolutely, you're correct. Actually, Mr. Hunter was a pastor here in Chattanooga. For 50 years, he pastored the same church. And in 2016, he passed. It was at that time that actually a 15-year-old said, you know what? We need to do something to not only be a tribute to his legacy, but continue the being of service and being of kindness to others. So, he said, what about a mural? And we thought, okay, that'll work. Let's do it. So we were going to just do a one and done mural and get out of here. And then tragedy hit the area. We had a tornado that came through, and we hadn't had anything of that size or that magnitude in over 40 years. So it was really devastating. It just so happened that where we were going to put the mural was knocked down by the tornado. So we were starting all over and there was nothing else. We were like, okay, well, we were kind of bombed out. So we thought, what can we...
Sorry to interrupt. How much of it was completed by then?
None of it was completed. In fact, what happened is so one of the hardest parts about doing a mural is finding a location. And then once you find a location, you've got to gather all these funds. Well, we were blessed that someone called us up and said, you know what? You don't have to have any funds. We want to, because we knew of Mr. Hunter and his ways, we want you to put this mural on our building. So that in itself was amazing. And 2 weeks later, a tornado came and knocked the building down.
Oh,
and we were devastated, yeah. And the builder decided not to rebuild. And it took us back to square one. But it always is said that, there's a greater good or something. At that time, we did not see it. But then we started looking around after this tornado and said, what can we do? You know what? It was just a building. We're just upset because we didn't get to paint a picture on a wall. But there's some real life stuff happening in people's lives. They don't have homes. They don't have anything. So we need to put our sorrows behind us and get out here and see what we can do. We got in a van, not knowing what we were going to do because we're not construction workers. We don't have any of those skill sets.
You just had the will.
But what we do have, we thought, we've got two hands. We can help people clean up. We can take some coolers and offer some water and some food. And honestly, those people were so grateful for just that little bit and crying, just saying thank you for that little bit of kindness. And there was not even any money involved. And that's how we got started with our program. So we offer 4 programs now, and the mural will be just a picture, a tribute to the Hunters. But the 4 ongoing programs that we offer, which is our emergency community response when things like that happen, our general community program where when COVID came, we just went out into the public, we gave out masks, we do coat drives. That's another program we offer. The 3rd program is the art of being kind, where we teach diversity through some creative form of art, be it a coloring book or not. And then the 4th is the mural itself. But that's how we got our program started from tragedy became, in my opinion, something beautiful.
That is really
All from a
beautiful.
15-year-old. Yeah.
Out of a 15-year-old, yeah, who would think, who would have
Yes.
thought?
Yeah.
That's interesting. You say you work through art. You show kindness through art. Under this umbrella, what are the programs that you are getting done?
Sure. Absolutely. I'm excited because for anybody that's watching this, that's kind of wondering how to go, my thing is just don't give up. It doesn't take a lot of money. And I like to share this because you hear that all the time, but literally, we don't have a bunch of money. We we still use a lot of volunteers. And at one point, we had 10 cents in the bank. And you wonder,
10
how can
cents.
you make anything, operate? I will say this, that we have a really good board who is a working board. So outside of this, we have 9 to 5 jobs and we pitch in just a little bit out of our paycheck. But to say that, all to say, we decided to do a coloring book.
Uh-huh.
And the coloring book, we reached out to volunteer artists who have been trying to get their work out, but nobody would really give them a chance. And we said, you know what? If you can invest your time, we would love to have you help us create this coloring book. So the coloring book, it features all different people, looks, ages. If you're differently disabled, if you have a different religion, a different lifestyle, we ask these artists to draw this up, but put it how you see diversity. And so we got some wonderful things. Someone drew a bunch of different plants and expressed their diversity that way.
Oh, lovely.
And yeah, and so we take these coloring books and we put them, but before we could form a coloring book, remember, because we only had 10 cents in the bank, we just
Yeah.
made, we just made photocopies and called them coloring pages. And because we're a nonprofit, our city is really supportive. And so they say, if you want to hold an event, you can hold one in the park. We won't charge you a dime. So we went down to the park and we told people on our social media, hey, we're promoting diversity and teaching people to be kind. And before we knew it, all these people came to the park. They showed up just to color. So you have all these different people, different races, different religions, different lifestyles sitting in the park, but we're doing the same thing. And that's how we teach diversity through creativity, some little form of art like that.
That is beautiful. And this happens on a Sunday morning, and you have some
That was on, yes, that was our first event. It went so well, and thank you, Lord, that we got a few donations. We actually are getting ready to do an official coloring book where we are able to put it together, and it'll be a 10-page coloring book, a color page with some 10 pages of black and white pictures, and then we will be in a parade on December 17th and actually hand those coloring books out again.
Oh, that is a lovely idea. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's take a break to understand what CHEZUBA is. Everyone at some point ponders on how this beautiful life can be made more meaningful. Maybe you're a leader trying to enhance your employees' experience at your organization. Or you already work for the community and seek volunteers with state-of-the-art skills to strengthen your nonprofit. Whatever your situation, know that you can make a difference. CHEZUBA began with this very vision, a vision to facilitate every skill and every passion in the world in meeting a social need. Corporate volunteering has several benefits for both businesses and organizations. In parallel, experienced and enthusiastic volunteers join NGO workers, enabling them to serve the community more effectively. CHEZUBA offers everyone looking to add purpose and meaning to their lives a chance to connect or volunteer virtually with nonprofit organizations from over 100 countries around the world. Visit www.chezuba.net and explore opportunities to find meaning. CHEZUBA, your platform to do good. And now, back with our guest.
Amazon will donate 1 penny to us.
Oh, nice.
And so, yes, and it sounds very small, but the pennies add up.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's another way people can help us, but and they're just getting everything they need. There's another avenue. People who have old cars and they just want to donate them or they want to get them out their yard, they don't have to be running, and you're looking for a tax write-off. Everything's on our website. You just say, hey, I want to donate this car to charity. They send you the form. They'll pick it up. They'll tow it. They sell it at auction, and then the nonprofit gets 30% of that. So those are other avenues of how you can help support us.
Yeah, lovely. Isn't that, it's like a perfect way to recycle it and give it a new life as well, right? It's something that
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Do you also support, I assume that you also support local artists and their work. Do you promote
Yes,
local artists?
we do. When COVID came, we had a Welcome Wednesday series. And that, of course, you remember, everybody was stuck in their house and we were all bored. And so the artists were really struggling like everybody else, but so we thought, well, again, what can we do to help? And so each Wednesday we sent out and said, you know what? We've got a small platform here with a few followers. If you will make a self-made video, show your art, how art affected your life, we'd like to air your video. And please put a link if someone would like to buy pieces. So we were able to do that for about a year, and we didn't care if you were an established artist or where you knew, and it turned out very successful.
Yeah, how beautiful
And
is
in
that?
fact, I've got to say this: we had an artist, Tabby Powell, who lives in India, and they did a small video for us. It went so well that they were able to host a class to show us how to do some of the Bali dances. It was fantastic.
Oh, that's beautiful. What is the name
Yeah.
again?
Her name was Tabby Powell.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Wonderful. We'll look it up. Right. So, art and kindness, these are the two focus areas that you have, and you think, you're promoting kindness through art. Beautiful way to promote social work and community service. Do you have partners as well, Vanessa, who help you
We
in
have,
your
you mean with other nonprofits?
maybe nonprofits or maybe local businesses who are able to support you in some way?
Yeah. In fact, again, I want to stress this for anyone that's new, that's getting ready to go into any type of business. It took us 6 years before we actually start making any leeway because you have to build the trust of the community.
Yeah, right.
So it wasn't until this year that a local business, which actually happens to be an art gallery, said, you know what, we like what you guys are doing. How can we help? Well, we wanted to bring back the encouragement line, which goes in our Art of Being Kind program. The encouragement line is a free number. We never answer the phone. People, you don't have to be depressed. You can be happy, but you want to stay in a happy state. You just call the number and there's a pre-recorded message, just uplifting message. You listen to it for 5 minutes and you hang up. Well, our board was paying for that out of pocket to keep that going, a free service. And the lady at the art gallery said, we'd like to sponsor that for the year. So
Oh, sweet.
Gallery 1401, yeah, they pay for that encouragement line to continue going. And that's my biggest thing for anybody or anybody who's got a business, but you're thinking, I don't know, just hang in there and send out an email. You're going to get a lot of no's, but somebody may come back and say yes eventually. And that's what
Absolutely.
happened with us. So we have partnered with Gallery 1401 as a sponsorship.
That's wonderful, isn't it? You are, of course, you support local businesses. You are able to promote community service through art. Is there any particular area, like say veterans, or maybe something to do with food, something to do with clothing? I think you mentioned that you are also donating coats in the winter.
Yes. So Mr. Hunter, both he and his wife were big contributors of supporting. Oh, they supported so many people, not locally, organizations locally, but also abroad. So he said he always sent food over to Haiti, and he did tons of barbecue fundraisers here. He was also a chef, so he had a barbecue plant and very big in doing barbecue. So again, keeping those things in mind. We don't cook. At this point, I'm naming everything that we don't do. But what we did do is, so in turn, we decided, let's go volunteer at our local YMCA food program for schools. So we will go down there and help them pack lunches. This is our way of staying involved with food. We help them pack lunches, make sure that those children get a lunch. In fact, we had someone send us about 500 boxes of oatmeal and 500 boxes of hot chocolate just to give out. Because once you start volunteering and you hear about so many people in need, but especially children lacking. But until you start volunteering yourself and see it firsthand, you're totally amazed at how many people are going without. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I know. Till you get into it, you don't really realize the immensity of the enormity of the problem. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. Right. The founders of this wonderful organization may have passed away, but their legacy lives on. The memorial continues to aid those in need and is a fitting reminder of the benefits of generosity and kindness. Vanessa, good luck for all your future programs. Thank you so much for joining us. It was wonderful chatting with you.
Thank you. You too. I appreciate you all having me. And I appreciate all your volunteers in the work.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
See you all again in the next episode, conversing with yet another service oriented changemaker. Till then, goodbye.